Okay, so we've got this Kathara Level 1 and Intro to Level 2 manual you sent over.
Yeah.
And it seems to be about ancient wisdom and multidimensional anatomy.
Uh-huh.
And some pretty mind-bending concepts, too,
Right.
like esoteric knowledge
Yeah.
meets a cosmic blueprint for consciousness.
Yeah.
Are you ready to expand your perception?
I think so.
I know I am.
Okay, great.
All right, so
Well, what's interesting is that the manual acknowledges that it's kind of pushing the boundaries of what's accepted in, like, science and history.
right.
It encourages you to approach the information with an open mind, explore what resonates, and kind of leave the rest.
Yeah, I like that. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
this is some pretty out there stuff.
Yeah.
Take it or leave it.
Right.
So let's talk about these MCEO teachings.
Okay.
That's the gist.
Well, they claim to be from ancient texts,
Okay.
and they offer a unique perspective on, like, everything from spirituality and creation
Yeah.
to human history and the potential of consciousness. They even include these techniques that are called meditations for spiritual exploration.
Meditations for spiritual exploration.
Yeah,
That sounds intense.
it does.
Like a journey.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, the manual does mention medical and psychiatric considerations.
Yes, definitely.
So what's the takeaway there?
It's really crucial to remember that these techniques aren't designed to diagnose, treat, or cure any disease.
Right.
And they explicitly advise anyone with a medical or psychiatric condition to consult with their healthcare professional before trying anything.
Yeah, good advice.
Yeah, it's really about exploration, not replacing conventional medicine.
Right, exploration,
Yeah.
responsibility, and awareness
Exactly.
when dealing with this kind of powerful concepts.
Yeah.
Okay, so but before we get into the Kathara Grid and all that, what are some foundational principles for personal growth
Okay.
that the manual emphasizes?
Well, 3 key principles kind of jump out.
Okay.
Self-responsibility, self-love, and appreciation. Yeah. So self-responsibility is about owning your energy and your actions and recognizing that you are kind of the architect of your own reality.
It's empowering, right?
It is.
Like you're not just being swept along.
No.
You're actively shaping your experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I like that.
And then there's self-love.
But
This is about recognizing your inherent worthiness, your connection to something greater,
Uh-huh.
cultivating self-acceptance and compassion.
Yeah. That resonates with me.
Yeah,
It's like you can't pour from an empty cup.
right.
You got to fill yourself up with love and acceptance first.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And then finally, appreciation.
Okay.
It's about shifting your focus from lack to abundance and gratitude.
Right.
Recognizing the blessings in your life, no matter how small they are,
Yeah.
and cultivating a sense of thankfulness.
It's choosing to see the good, the beautiful, the things that bring you joy.
Exactly.
A powerful perspective shift.
Yes.
So these 3 principles,
Yeah.
self-responsibility, self-love, and appreciation,
They form a foundation for personal growth within this framework.
they do. It's about becoming more conscious and empowered creators of our reality.
Right.
And what's really fascinating is that these principles kind of echo wisdom traditions across cultures and time periods.
Yeah, it's a very universal message
It is,
for human evolution.
Uh-huh.
All right, now let's get to the mind-bending stuff.
Okay.
Dimensions and frequency.
All right.
Break it down for us.
So think of dimensions as distinct frequency bands,
Okay.
like radio stations.
Uh-huh.
Each dimension vibrates at a specific frequency, and that frequency determines the density of matter
Okay.
and the level of consciousness that you experience.
So higher dimensions are like tuning into a higher frequency radio station,
Precisely.
accessing a more refined,
Yeah,
expansive reality.
exactly. Higher dimensions are associated with faster energy oscillations,
Right.
higher frequency, and less dense matter.
Okay.
So imagine a realm where things aren't as solid
Yeah.
or fixed as they appear in our everyday experience.
That's pretty wild.
It is, yeah.
And how does the Kathara Grid fit into all of this?
Well-
What is this holographic template?
It's described as the core blueprint for manifestation, both in the universe and within us.
Okay.
It's like the scaffolding upon which everything is built.
So everything in the universe, including us,
Yes,
is built upon this Kathara Grid.
that's the idea. Yeah,
That's like looking at the source code of reality.
it is.
Wow. And according to the manual, the human Kathara Grid has 3 levels.
Yes.
What are they?
So level 1,
Uh-huh.
the 12-tree grid holds the basic programs for our physical reality.
Okay.
Level 2, the crystal seals, governs the energy flow and connections to higher dimensions.
Okay.
And level 3, the dyadic points, act as energy vortexes connecting to other dimensions.
Wow. So that's a lot to process.
It is.
It's like seeing the underlying structure of energy and consciousness
Yeah.
that shapes our experience.
Yeah.
And where does our human energy system fit into this?
Well, the manual describes these things called hova bodies, which are essentially containers for consciousness
Ah,
that exist in different dimensions.
okay.
And each hova body is surrounded by an energy field called a shield, which regulates energy flow.
Okay.
And within the body, we have energy vortexes called chakras,
Right.
each associated with specific dimensions and functions.
Hold on. So we have these hova bodies existing in different dimensions,
Yeah.
each with its own shield.
Right.
And then we have chakras within our bodies, which are also linked to different dimensions.
Uh-huh.
So it's like we're multi-dimensional beings
Yes.
operating on multiple levels simultaneously.
Exactly. It's a multi-layered system connecting our physical body to these various dimensions of consciousness.
Okay.
And the manual suggests that by working with our energy system,
Uh-huh.
activating our chakras, strengthening our shields,
Right.
connecting with our hover bodies,
Yeah.
we can expand our consciousness and access our full potential.
It's like we're composed of layers upon layers of energy and consciousness.
Yeah.
Each interacting with different aspects of reality.
Uh-huh.
That's mind-blowing.
It is.
Now let's talk about this DNA and cellular transmutation stuff.
Okay.
What's the silicate matrix?
Okay.
And how does it relate to cellular transmutation?
So the silicate matrix is described as the original human DNA blueprint,
Okay.
designed to hold 12 strands, each corresponding to one of the 12 dimensions.
Wow.
And cellular transmutation,
Huh?
sometimes called ascension,
Okay.
is about activating the full potential of our DNA,
Right.
leading to a shift in matter density and consciousness.
So we're talking about literally transforming our physical bodies
Yeah.
by activating the dormant DNA.
That's the concept.
It's like we're evolving beyond our current limitations.
Right. The manual suggests that through specific techniques and energy practices, we can activate our DNA, shift our frequency,
Right.
and potentially transmute our physical bodies into a less dense, more light-filled form.
It's like science fiction meets ancient spirituality.
It is.
But if we have this potential for 12-strand DNA
Yeah.
and multidimensional awareness,
Mm-hmm.
why are we seemingly stuck with such limited perception?
Right.
Why can't we see and experience these other dimensions directly?
Well, the manual addresses this with the concept of aparthi,
Okay.
which are specialized energy receivers within our morphogenetic field.
Uh-huh.
They act as filters,
Yep.
creating what the manual calls gaps of perception that
Yeah.
lead to the illusion of separation and solidity.
So it's like our senses are designed to give us this limited three-dimensional view of a much vaster multidimensional universe.
Precisely.
We're only seeing a sliver of
Yeah.
the whole picture.
Exactly. And the manual suggests that through conscious effort, we can expand our perception beyond these limitations,
Okay.
accessing more of our innate sensory and intuitive abilities.
So imagine being able to perceive the subtle energies and interconnections that underlie our everyday reality.
Right.
That's fascinating.
It is.
So it suggests we have the potential to become more aware,
Yeah.
more intuitive, more connected to the universe around us.
Exactly.
Like upgrading our perception
Mm-hmm.
to experience reality on a whole new level.
Yes.
And that brings us to Kathara healing.
Okay.
Can you tell us more about how this healing modality works?
So Kathara healing focuses on restoring what the manual calls the imprint for health
Okay.
within our Kathara Grid and morphogenetic field.
Yeah.
And the manual explains that blockages or distortions within these energetic structures can manifest as physical, emotional, or mental disharmony.
So it's about clearing those blockages
Yes.
to restore the natural flow of energy
Uh-huh.
and promote healing on all levels.
Precisely like a cosmic tune-up
I like it.
for your entire being.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
Okay, so the manual describes techniques like the Maharic Seal,
Yeah.
which connects to a higher dimensional energy source for healing,
Uh-huh.
and the liquid light cleanse,
Right.
which clears energetic blockages. And it also mentions triadic currents, which involve directing specific color-coded energy flows for healing.
That's right.
So Kathara healing works with these energetic structures and flows
Yes.
to restore balance and harmony within our bodies and consciousness.
Uh-huh.
Seems like a very holistic approach,
It is.
addressing the root causes of disharmony rather than just treating symptoms.
Exactly. That's a great observation.
Right.
And it emphasizes the importance of the healer's own energy and intention,
Right.
suggesting that the healer acts as a facilitator not the source of healing energy.
So it's about aligning with those higher frequencies.
Yes.
And helping to facilitate the flow of healing energy within the individual.
Precisely.
Okay.
And the manual dives into the concepts of karma and the miasmic imprint.
Okay, I'm curious about those.
Yeah.
What's the connection?
Well, the manual explains karma as a biophysical phenomenon of energy distortions within our system.
Okay.
And the miasmic imprint refers to energetic blockages inherited from past experiences, even other incarnations.
Which can create patterns of disharmony in our lives.
So it's not just about actions and consequences in this life.
No.
But about carrying energetic imprints from past experiences that can influence our current reality.
Exactly.
It's a profound concept.
It is.
It makes you wonder what kind of energetic baggage we're all carrying around.
It does, and the manual suggests that through Kathara healing techniques, you can clear these energetic blockages.
Oh, okay.
Breaking free from limiting patterns and restoring your natural flow of energy.
It's like clearing out the energetic cobwebs from your past.
Exactly.
To create a brighter future. Yeah, that's a powerful image.
It is.
Makes you think about the potential for transformation and healing that exists within each of us.
Absolutely. It highlights the interconnectedness of our experiences and the possibility of rewriting our energetic blueprints.
Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's talk about the ethics of healing as presented in the manual.
What stands out to you as particularly important?
Well, the manual emphasizes genuine service and love as the foundation of healing, not financial gain or ego.
Right.
It's about recognizing that the healer is a facilitator, not the provider of healing energy. And it stresses the importance of self-love and respect for the client.
So it's about approaching healing as a sacred act of service.
Yes.
Coming from a place of love and compassion and respecting the client's autonomy and inherent healing abilities.
Exactly. True healing involves a transformation of consciousness, a shift in awareness that allows us to connect with our innate wholeness and potential.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
It speaks to the power of intention and the importance of aligning with our highest selves when working with these energies.
It does, and it reminds us that the most powerful healing tool we have is our own connection to the divine, our own inner light.
Right.
And by cultivating self-acceptance and a deep connection to our own inner wisdom, we become more effective conduits for healing energy.
Yeah, and we can better serve others on their healing journeys.
It's a powerful reminder that we are all interconnected.
We are.
And that true healing begins within.
It does.
That's a lot to take in.
It is.
We've covered so much ground already.
Yeah.
From the theoretical foundations of MCEO teachings to the intricacies of the Kathara Grid and the human energy system.
Right. Yeah, we have. And it's a lot to think about. But it's an intriguing journey of exploration.
It is.
Yeah. And remember, the teachings encourage discernment as you kind of delve deeper. Explore what resonates with you and leave behind what doesn't. It's your journey.
Right. That's a good reminder. It's easy to get swept up in all these fascinating ideas.
Right.
But ultimately, it's about finding what works for you.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, the manual mentioned something I found really intriguing. The 12 human senses.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought we only had 5.
Right.
What's the deal with these extra senses?
Yes, the 12 senses. This is where things get really interesting.
The manual suggests that we actually have 12 senses, not just the 5 that we're all familiar with.
Right.
And these senses aren't just about physical perception. They're about your ability to perceive and interact with the multidimensional universe.
Okay, you've got my attention. So what are these other 7 senses?
Yeah.
And how do they work?
Well, the manual doesn't go into specific details about each of the 12 senses, but it does link them to the aparthi, those specialized energy receivers within our morphogenetic field that we talked about earlier.
Right, the aparthi that filter our perception and create those gaps of perception.
Exactly.
So are these extra senses dormant within us, just waiting to be activated?
Yeah.
Like we have these hidden abilities just waiting to be unlocked.
That's what the manual implies. Yeah, it suggests that by working with your Kathara Grid and expanding your consciousness, you can awaken these dormant senses and perceive reality in a much richer and more nuanced way.
It's like upgrading your perceptual software.
Yeah.
Gaining access to a whole new spectrum of information and experience.
Yeah.
Imagine what we could perceive.
Right.
If we weren't limited by our 5 basic senses.
Exactly.
What if we could sense energy fields or even perceive other dimensions?
It's a fascinating concept, isn't it?
It is.
It challenges us to kind of reconsider the nature of reality.
Right.
And the limits of our perception.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Now let's talk about Kathara healing and its applications.
Okay.
Can you give us a deeper dive into how this healing modality works?
So Kathara healing focuses on restoring that imprint for health within your Kathara grid and morphogenetic field, remember?
Uh-huh.
The manual explains that blockages or distortions within these energetic structures
Right.
can manifest as physical, emotional, or mental disharmony.
So it's about clearing those blockages.
Yes.
To restore the natural flow of energy and promote healing on all levels.
Exactly. The manual describes various techniques for achieving this, including the Maharic Seal, the liquid light cleanse, and the use of triadic currents.
Can you remind us how those work?
Sure.
It'd be great to understand how these techniques actually apply.
Yeah, so the Maharic Seal connects to a higher dimensional energy source for healing.
Oh.
Think of it as tapping into a universal reservoir of healing energy
Huh.
and directing it into your energy system. The liquid light cleanse, on the other hand,
Right.
focuses on clearing those energetic blockages within your Kathara grid and morphogenetic field.
Okay.
It's like an energetic detox, removing stagnant or distorted energy to restore balance.
And what about triadic currents?
Yeah.
How are those used in Kathara healing?
So triadic currents involve directing specific color-coded energy flows for healing.
Okay.
The manual explains that each color corresponds to a particular frequency band within the dimensional spectrum.
Mm-hmm.
And by directing these colored energy flows, you can stimulate healing and rebalance your energy system.
It's interesting how Kathara healing works with color and sound.
Yeah.
Tapping into these vibrational frequencies to promote healing, the manual also mentions something called the Songs of the Spheres. What are those?
The Songs of the Spheres. It's a concept that has been around for centuries. It refers to the idea that the celestial bodies, planets, stars, and galaxies,
Right.
emit specific vibrational frequencies that create this harmonious cosmic symphony.
So are we talking about literal sounds that we can hear, or are these vibrational frequencies beyond our normal range of hearing?
The manual implies that these are primarily subtle energy frequencies beyond our normal range of hearing,
Okay.
but it suggests that we can potentially attune to them through specific practices and techniques.
So imagine being able to tap into the symphony of the cosmos.
Right. It's incredible.
That's an incredible thought. What if we could hear the music of the stars?
Yeah.
What kind of impact would that have on our consciousness?
It's a beautiful and thought-provoking concept. The manual suggests that by working with the Songs of the Spheres, you can activate your DNA, harmonize your energy system, and connect with the cosmic symphony of creation.
Okay, now I'm really intrigued. Let's dive into some of the more advanced applications of Kathara healing. As described in the manual, it mentions something called the bioregenesis technology.
Okay.
What is that all about?
Bioregenesis technology, as presented in the manual, utilizes color symbol and sound vibration to direct scalar waves and encoded instructions within your body-mind-spirit system.
Right.
It's described as a more advanced application of Kathara healing
Right.
that works directly with the scalar wave templates of creation.
Okay. That sounds pretty complex. Can you break it down for us a bit?
Sure.
What are scalar waves and how do they relate to healing?
So scalar waves are often described as this fundamental energy underlying creation. Think of them as a blueprint for reality itself.
Okay.
And the manual explains that bioregenesis technology takes you beyond the level of creative visualization and affirmations, which primarily work with the three-dimensional mind, and into the realm of these scalar waves.
Right.
And it suggests that by using specific color-coded energy flows, symbols, and sound vibrations, you can directly reprogram your scalar wave templates, influencing your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being.
So it's like we're rewriting the code of our reality
Yeah.
using these tools to create positive transformation on all levels. That's a powerful concept.
It is. The manual also mentions the concept of scalar template programming, which is closely related to bioregenesis technology.
How does scalar template programming fit into this picture?
So scalar template programming, as the name suggests, involves consciously programming your scalar wave templates.
Right.
The manual suggests that by working with specific techniques, you can imprint new patterns of energy and information onto these templates, influencing the manifestation of your reality.
So we're not just at the mercy of our pre-programmed templates,
Right.
but can actually consciously reshape them.
Yeah.
Does that mean we have more control over our reality than we realize?
That's the idea presented in the manual. It suggests that you have the power to consciously co-create your reality by working with these underlying scalar wave templates.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's like taking control of the blueprint of your life and consciously shaping your destiny. But how do you actually do this scalar template programming.
Right.
What are the techniques involved?
So the manual mentions a variety of techniques, including using the music of the spheres, the Maharic Seal, and the liquid light cleanse.
Okay.
It also talks about specific color-coded energy flows, symbols, and sound vibrations that can be used to reprogram the scalar wave templates.
It sounds like it requires a deep understanding of the Kathara Grid, the human energy system, and the principles of scalar wave mechanics.
Yeah.
Not something you just pick up overnight.
You're absolutely right. It's an advanced application of Kathara healing that requires dedicated study and practice.
Right.
But the potential benefits, as described in the manual, are truly transformative.
The manual also mentions something called dimensional ascension,
Yes.
which sounds pretty intense.
It does.
What exactly does that involve?
So dimensional ascension, as described in the manual, is the process of consciously shifting your consciousness and your physical body into a higher dimensional frequency band.
Okay.
It's linked to the concept of cellular transmutation, the transformation of your physical body into a less dense, more light-filled form.
So are we talking about literally transcending the limitations of our current reality
Yeah.
and moving into a higher dimensional realm of existence?
That's the idea.
Is that even possible?
That's what the manual presents. Yeah, it suggests that by activating your 12-strand DNA template, clearing your energetic blockages and raising your frequency,
Right.
you can potentially achieve dimensional ascension.
Okay.
Imagine moving into a reality of greater awareness, expanded consciousness, and a more refined state of being.
Wow, that's quite a concept.
Yeah.
It's like graduating to a higher level of reality.
Right.
Expanding your consciousness beyond the limitations of our current three-dimensional world.
Yeah.
But how does this dimensional ascension actually happen?
Yeah.
What are the steps involved?
So the manual describes a complex process involving releasing the Kathara Grid seals,
Okay.
activating the Kundalini energies, fusing the DNA strand templates,
Right.
building the Merkaba vehicle, and the resulting transmutation of bodily matter.
Hold on, let's unpack those one by one.
Okay.
What are the Kathara Grid seals and how are they released?
So the Kathara Grid seals, as described in the manual, are energetic locks within your Kathara Grid
Okay.
that keep your consciousness and physical body bound to a particular dimensional frequency band. And releasing these seals, according to the teachings, allows for an influx of higher dimensional energy
Right.
and initiates the process of dimensional ascension. It's like opening the doorways to higher dimensions.
So it's like opening the doorways to higher dimensions,
Yeah.
allowing these energies to flow into our being and facilitate this transformation.
Right.
What would that feel like?
Well, the manual describes a variety of experiences
Yeah.
associated with the release of the Kathara Grid seals, including heightened awareness, expanded perception, and profound energetic shifts.
Okay.
It suggests that these seals can be released through specific energy practices, techniques, and activations.
What about the Kundalini energies?
Yeah.
How do they play into this process?
So the Kundalini energies, as described in many spiritual traditions, are these powerful dormant energies that reside at the base of the spine.
Right.
And the activation of these energies, according to the MCEO teachings, is a key aspect of dimensional ascension.
So by awakening and raising these Kundalini energies,
Yes.
we're further facilitating this process of dimensional shifting.
Yes.
Is that what's meant by Kundalini awakening in other spiritual traditions?
That's right. The manual explains that the Kundalini energies are linked to the activation of the 12-strand DNA template and the building of the Merkaba vehicle, both of which are essential for dimensional ascension.
Okay, let's talk about those.
All right.
What exactly is the Merkaba vehicle?
Okay.
And how does it relate to dimensional ascension?
So the Merkaba vehicle is described as this complex structure of counter-rotating electromagnetic fields
Okay.
that forms within your bioenergetic field. And the manual explains that when activated, the Merkaba vehicle enables interdimensional travel
Right.
and facilitates dimensional ascension.
So it's like an energetic vehicle that allows us to navigate the higher dimensions
Yes.
and transmute our physical bodies into a less dense, more light-filled form. It's like we're building our own spaceships out of light.
That's a great analogy, and the manual suggests that the Merkaba vehicle is built and activated through specific practices and techniques, including the use of the Songs of the Spheres, the Maharic Seal, and other energy activations.
It sounds like we're talking about a profound transformation of consciousness and physicality.
We are.
A process that involves activating our dormant potential, raising our frequency, and aligning with the blueprint of our higher dimensional selves.
Yeah.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is, and the manual stresses that this process of dimensional ascension is not about escaping from reality,
Right.
but about embracing your full potential as a multidimensional being
Uh-huh.
and becoming a conscious co-creator of a more harmonious and vibrant reality.
It's a powerful message of hope and empowerment.
It is.
It suggests that we are not just limited to this current reality,
Right.
but have the potential to evolve beyond our current limitations and create a more beautiful and expansive world.
Exactly. And it reminds us that we are all interconnected.
Yes.
Part of a vast cosmic web of energy and consciousness, and that our individual choices and actions have this ripple effect on the whole.
It's a call to step into our power,
Yeah.
embrace our divinity, and
Okay.
become conscious co-creators of a brighter future.
Right, but the manual also acknowledges the challenges involved in this process of dimensional ascension.
Okay.
It talks about something called the karmic miasmic imprint,
Right.
which seems to be a major obstacle on this path.
What exactly is that and how does it affect us?
So the karmic miasmic imprint, as described in the manual, refers to the energetic blockages and distortions that we carry within our energy systems,
Mhm.
often inherited from past experiences and other incarnations. It's like carrying energetic baggage from your past.
So it's like energetic baggage from our past,
Yeah.
which can create patterns of disharmony
Uh-huh.
and hinder our progress toward dimensional ascension.
Precisely. And the manual suggests that clearing this karmic miasmic imprint is an essential aspect of the ascension process.
Okay.
It's about addressing those deep-seated patterns and blockages
Right.
that hold us back from realizing our full potential.
But how do we actually clear these deep-seated energetic blockages?
Yeah.
What are the tools and techniques involved?
It sounds like a daunting task.
It does.
So the manual mentions various techniques,
Yeah.
including the use of the Maharic Seal, the liquid light cleanse, and specific color-coded energy flows. It also talks about working with the songs of the spheres and other sound vibrations to kind of break up these energetic blockages and restore harmony within your energy system.
It sounds like a multi-layered process
It is.
that involves working on all levels,
Uh-huh.
physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual,
Right.
to clear these deep-seated imprints.
Exactly. It's a holistic approach that addresses the root causes of disharmony.
Right.
And the manual emphasizes the importance of self-awareness, self-responsibility, and self-love in this process.
Okay.
True healing comes from within.
So it's about recognizing and taking ownership of your own energy, your own patterns, and your own choices,
Yes.
and then using the tools and techniques available to you to create positive transformation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a journey of self-discovery and empowerment.
Exactly. And it reminds us that healing is a journey, not a destination.
Right.
And that every step you take toward clearing your karmic miasmic imprint brings you closer to your true potential as a multidimensional being.
That's encouraging. Now, the manual also delves into the concept of multi-vector holographic recoding,
Okay.
which sounds pretty advanced.
It does.
What exactly is that about?
So multi-vector holographic recoding, as the name suggests, involves consciously rewriting your holographic reality templates.
Right.
The manual explains that our reality is essentially a holographic projection of our consciousness, and that by working with specific techniques,
Right.
we can reprogram these holographic templates and influence the manifestation of our experience.
So it's like we're editing the film of our lives.
Yeah.
Changing the script to create a more desirable outcome.
That's a great analogy. And the manual suggests that this multi-vector holographic recoding can be achieved by working with the Maharic Seal, the liquid light cleanse, and other advanced techniques. It's about consciously shaping your reality.
It sounds like it requires a deep understanding of the nature of consciousness, the holographic universe, and the principles of energetic manifestation. It's mind-boggling to think that we might have this level of control over our reality.
It is, and the manual stresses the importance of working with this technique responsibly and ethically.
Right.
Recognizing that your thoughts, intentions, and actions have a powerful impact on the holographic reality that we co-create.
So it's a reminder that we are all interconnected
Yes.
and that our individual choices and actions have a ripple effect on the whole. So we need to be mindful of the energy we put out into the world and the reality we are co-creating. It's a big responsibility.
It is, and that brings us to the final section of the manual, which focuses on the ethical considerations involved in working with these powerful Kathara healing techniques.
Yes, the manual stresses the importance of approaching healing from a place of love service and respect for the client's autonomy. It cautions against using these techniques for personal gain or ego gratification, and emphasizes working with integrity and purity of intention.
Exactly. It's a reminder that true healing is a sacred act, a collaboration between the healer, the client, and the divine.
Right, and it highlights the importance of self-love and self-healing as a foundation for facilitating healing in others.
Yeah.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly. The manual reminds us that the most powerful healing tool we have is our own connection to the divine, our own inner light. And by cultivating self-acceptance and a deep connection to your own inner wisdom, you become a more effective conduit for healing energy and can better serve others on their healing journeys.
It's a beautiful reminder that we are all interconnected and that true healing begins within. So the Kathara teachings offer a comprehensive system of healing that addresses not only the physical, emotional, and mental aspects of our being,
Right.
but also the spiritual dimension, recognizing that true healing involves a transformation of consciousness. It's a path of self-discovery, self-empowerment, and conscious co-creation.
It is, and it's a path that requires dedication, discernment, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone and embrace the vastness of your multidimensional potential.
Right.
It's a journey that's not for the faint of heart,
Yeah.
but for those who are ready to dive deep into the mysteries of consciousness and explore the limitless possibilities of human evolution.
And as we kind of continue to explore, the manual brings up this concept of the planetary biofeed interface system.
Oh, right.
And it suggests a link between our personal energy systems and the Earth's energetic grid.
Uh-huh.
This is where it gets really cosmic for me.
I know.
So we're not just connected to these higher dimensions,
Right.
but also to the Earth's energy field.
Uh-huh.
How does that work?
Well, the manual explains that planetary biofeed interface system, or PBIS, acts like a two-way channel for energy and information
Okay.
between our personal Kathara grids and the Earth's Kathara grid.
So it's like we each have
Yeah, think of it like
a mini version of the Earth's energy blueprint within us.
exactly. It suggests that our personal energy systems are interwoven with the Earth's energy field, and by working with this connection, we can tap into greater levels of healing and support.
So it's like we're plugged into the Earth's energy grid,
Yeah.
drawing energy and information from this planetary source. Does that mean the Earth is conscious in some way?
Well, the manual implies that the Earth is indeed a conscious entity with its own energy system.
Yeah.
It suggests that the PBIS fully activates when your 12th chakra located below your feet is open. And through this 12th chakra, you can connect to the Earth's Maharic Shield,
Okay.
which is a reservoir of higher dimensional energy that can support your healing and evolution.
It's incredible to think that we're not just individuals walking around on this planet,
Right.
but like integral parts of a larger energetic system,
Yeah.
interconnected with the Earth and all its inhabitants. It makes you look at nature in a whole new light.
It does.
And the manual emphasizes that the Earth itself is a living being
Yeah.
on its own evolutionary journey.
Uh-huh.
So by working with the PBIS,
Right.
we can enhance not only our own well-being,
Yeah.
but contribute to the healing and evolution of the planet as well.
Exactly.
I love that.
It's a beautiful concept.
It is.
Reciprocity.
Yeah, we draw support from the Earth,
Right.
and in turn, we help support its well-being. The manual also mentions techniques for working with the Earth's energy grid, like creating Q zones
Yes.
and conducting Masters KRRTs. Can you tell us more about those?
So Q zones, as described in the manual, are special locations on Earth
Okay.
where a small part of the Earth's 12th dimensional Maharic Shield blueprint has been reset within the planet's energy grid. These Q zones act as amplifiers for healing energy, making it easier for higher dimensional frequencies to flow into the planet.
So it's like creating energetic hotspots on the planet,
Right.
amplifying the flow of healing energy
Uh-huh.
and supporting the Earth's evolution.
Exactly. And the manual suggests that these Q zones can be set by individuals or groups using specific techniques and sound vibrations. It also mentions Masters KRRTs, which are essentially group energy activations conducted at these Q zones
Right.
to further amplify the flow of healing energy and help facilitate planetary transformation.
Wow, it's amazing to think we have the power to consciously contribute to the healing and evolution of the planet through these techniques.
It is.
Like we're all planetary healers working together to create a more harmonious and vibrant world.
It's a powerful vision of collective empowerment and co-creation. And the manual reminds us that these planetary healing efforts aren't separate from our own individual healing journeys.
Right.
They're all interconnected parts of a larger evolutionary process.
It all ties back to that idea of interconnectedness. We're all part of this grand cosmic dance.
Yeah.
This intricate interplay of energy and consciousness unfolding throughout the universe.
Beautifully put. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the Kathara teachings, it's important to remember that this is just a taste.
Right.
of a vast and complex system of knowledge. It's an invitation to explore, to question, to experiment, and to discover what resonates with you on your own personal journey.
It reminds us that we're multidimensional beings with incredible potential,
Yeah.
capable of healing ourselves, expanding our consciousness, and co-creating a more beautiful and harmonious world.
Absolutely. And it's a call to embrace our interconnectedness, recognize that we're all part of something much greater than ourselves, and contribute our unique gifts and talents to the collective evolution of humanity and the planet.
It's a journey of self-discovery, a cosmic adventure, and an invitation to awaken to the infinite possibilities within us and all around us.
It is. So as you continue exploring these fascinating concepts, remember to stay curious, stay open-minded, and stay connected to your heart.
Yeah.
Trust your intuition, follow your inner guidance, and allow the wisdom of the Kathara teachings to unfold within you in its own perfect timing.
What a journey this has been.
It helps.
We've explored the depths of multidimensional anatomy, delved into the mysteries of scalar wave mechanics, and gotten a glimpse of the potential for human evolution that's within us all.
Right.
Truly mind-expanding.
It is. And this is just the beginning. There's so much more to explore, discover, and experience. And as you integrate these teachings into your life, you'll undoubtedly unlock new levels of understanding, awareness, and potential.
It's like we've opened a door to a whole new universe of possibilities.
Yeah.
It's up to each of us to step through that door and create the reality we desire.
Exactly. So embrace the journey, trust the process, and allow yourself to be amazed by the unfolding of your own unique path.
Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Kathara teachings. We hope it sparked your curiosity, ignited your imagination, and inspired you to explore the infinite potential that resides within you.
Until next time, keep shining your light and creating a more beautiful world.